One video. If there was one video and one piece of advice I could share with you that I would want you to watch, today's video would be it, because I'm going to go over the best advice I've ever gotten about business and making money. But before I get into it, we got to go to the office. So it's too pretty to be inside, and so I thought we'd go find the wall to sit on.
Shit, bro.
Oh shit, what?
I follow you on Instagram, bro. I'm on Instagram, YouTube.
YouTube. I'm Aaron. What's up, man?
Bro, what the
fuck? You want to say hey?
What's up, homies? Goddamn, bro. I've been following you for years.
Oh, thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
I
gotta be honest, that absolutely never gets old. I love meeting you guys so much. It's just something that feels awesome. Anyway, my wall, what do you think? Here, does this look good?
Looks great.
Looks good? What's up? Hey.
Hey. How you like the new house?
Oh, we love the new house. Thank you, man. This handsome gentleman is my grandfather, Frank Gassoni. And, it's funny, I haven't looked at his picture in a while. He got cancer, and he basically had a bunch of treatments. He had radiation and chemo, but it left him very weak. He had always been historically a strong man. He was a builder. And so he was used to working and carrying and lifting, and he was just a worker. He worked from a very young age. And he was strong, but as he started to age and as the cancer happened and the treatment happened, he got weaker. But one of the benefits for me is that I got to go over and work for him, $5 an hour. It was great money at the time. You're 12 years old. And so I would go over on weekends and basically help him work. I would help him mow the grass. I would work in his chicken yard. I'd work in his garden. I'd dig holes and plant tomatoes. I'd harvest the tomatoes. I'd paint. I'd scrape ice. I'd do whatever he needed. I was basically his hands because he was physically not able to do the things that he used to do. And so from about the age of 12 until 18, until I went away to college, every single weekend I would go over and I would work. And when I would work, he would sit there with me the whole time and we would talk. We would talk about life, we would talk about family, and we would talk about business. My grandfather had a pizza restaurant, he did a bunch of different things, but ultimately he started building houses. And this is where he ended up making his quote unquote fortune. I don't know how much my grandfather made back in the day, but for the time, like, he was pretty well off. And he took care of his family, which is why he ended up dying literally broke, which is another story for another day. But one of the things that he said to me, there are two things that I'd like to share with you. Number one, an education is never too heavy to carry out of a ditch. Think about that for a second. I don't know if he came up with it or somebody else said it, but he said it to me, and at 12 years old, it stuck. An education is never too heavy to carry out of a ditch. And this man, my grandfather, he was not an educated man. He was in the military, and then he got out and he got married and he started working. But he knew the importance and the value of educating yourself. He knew that it was important and imperative. If you don't want to be digging ditches and swinging a hammer for your entire life, get an education. It's never too heavy to carry out of a ditch. This stuck with me, and I truly feel like it applies today. We talk a lot about educating yourself, developing higher value skills, right? Well, this is like the ultimate, in terms of saying for higher value skills. Get an education and you won't have to break rocks every single day. Whether or not it's going to Skillshare, going to college, going to a trade school, learning from somebody else who has done it, which is why I started the White Label Empire, which real quick, I'm going to link to that down below. I made a mistake when I called it the White Label Empire because really it's much more than that. It's a business community. It's all about business, whether or not it's brick and mortar, whether or not it's custom products or custom manufacturing or white labeling or starting a business white label like I did with Pete and Pedro. Pete and Pedro started as a white label company, 5 products, 96 units of each, and then I've grown it over the years and now it's custom formulation. And I talk about all the strategies and the tips in the community in order to help you do the same thing. This year, gonna do about $10 million with that company. The other company that I discussed is Tiege Hanley. That's another one of my babies that I started about 7 years ago. That was all custom formulation. It's a subscription. We've got a big business there. We're about to hit retail. That business this year, I don't know, fingers crossed, is gonna do, it's gonna do a lot. Anyway, that is a special business as well, but not as special as your business. Guys, if you are ready to do something and take action and actually start a business or a side hustle that's gonna help you break the chains of paycheck to paycheck living. This is about legacy. This is about building a foundation and building a business that's going to be something you're proud of. I want you to be proud of the accomplishments that you've made, and I want to be a part of that. Selfishly, that is my reason for helping you. I want to be a part of your story because I've made it. Now it's time for you. Guys, if you want to join, down below we got 2 membership options. Join one-time fee, $3.97, or month-to-month, $97, cancel anytime. Link below. Gentlemen, remember, an education is never too heavy to carry out of a ditch. Number 2, the second thing he told me that I will never forget. And it's one of those things where it's something that I check myself with often, even to this day. It's, you can either feed your ego or your family, but you can't do both. How many people in today's world do you see that basically decide to feed their ego? They're gonna talk about things that they really shouldn't be talking about. Instead, what they should do is shut their fucking mouth and sell shit. I don't want to be preached to. You don't want to be preached to. People do not want to be preached to. But instead of just shutting their mouth and doing what they are supposed to do, which is operate their business, sell shit, they choose to feed their ego. They want to talk about things that make them feel upset or things that they feel are injustices. You can have all the outrage in the world, but when it comes to business, gentlemen, Michael Jordan had one of the best sayings out there. Democrats and Republicans both buy sneakers, which means I'm staying out of it. My name's Bennett and I ain't in it, right? I don't want to give my opinion on politics. I don't want to endorse anybody. And he got a lot of heat for not endorsing some people, right? They're like, but you're Michael Jordan and you're black and you should be, and he's like, yo. It's like, yo, I just want to make money. I'm a capitalist, which is smart. He didn't choose the path of least resistance. He chose to shut his damn mouth and sell shit, which is one of the best business lessons you could possibly ever hear. You need to learn it, you need to understand it. Now, if you're feeling like you gotta get it out, and in this world of politics, in this world of everybody's going crazy, if you feel you need to get it out, then that is your prerogative, and I'm not gonna stop you. But I would caution you, because understand this, you will alienate 50% of the people that you're talking to. So if you've got a customer base, like if Pete and Pedro, I went out there and I'm like, I'm voting for X. You know that 50% of my customers would be like, wait, what? F you, I'm not even buying your stuff anymore because our values, my values don't align with what you have or what your company values are. My values don't align with yours anymore. And so I am going to choose to not buy from you. I'm going to take my money and my voice, my money, and go buy from somebody else that more closely aligns with my ideals or my identity, or they shut their mouth and didn't talk about shit. Gentlemen, here's the deal. You gotta be careful. In a world that everybody is looking for a way to cancel you, or everybody is looking for you to fail or say something you shouldn't, you gotta shut your mouth. There have been times, Tiege Hanley specifically, with certain instances where Kelly has basically called me and be like, hey, this is going up. Do you think, or going on politically or socially, do you think we should make a statement? And I said, Kelly, what is my rule? And he repeats back to me, shut the fuck up and sell shit. I need a t-shirt. Shut the fuck up and sell shit, because that's what you should be doing. You either feed your ego or your family, but you can't do both. How passionate are you? That's my question. What do you want? What is your goal? Is it to let everybody know on Facebook what your opinion is? Or is it to make money? I know what my answer is. Mine is money. Call me greedy, call me insensitive, call me whatever. I don't give a shit what you call me. You can call me rich, because that's what I am. And the reason I got that way is because I shut my mouth and I didn't succumb to the pressure to feel a certain way strong enough and then share my opinion with everybody. That's just stupid. Here's an example. Give you an example. The Dixie Chicks. Oh, I'm sorry. Now they call themselves the Chicks because they're ashamed to be from Dixie. Like, okay, whatever. You want to talk about a exercise in tone deafness. Here is a group. They are making so much damn money from country music fans, it is insane. And then one statement, one thing. They said one thing about being ashamed to be from Texas, or being ashamed of the president of the United States, talking about George W. Bush, and guess what happened? Guess what happened? You know the story. Boom, canceled instantly. Country music stations, F you. All right, you don't like that? Well, guess what? It gets even worse, because all your fans that were buying your music and coming to your concerts, they're like, boom, F you. I like our president. I like our country. I am proud to be an American. And guess what? They got canceled. That's it. Now, have they come back? Yeah, a little bit, but people never forget. Their original audience, they don't forget. you've got to understand they chose to feed their ego as opposed to their family. Now, the good news for them, residuals are probably amazing and they probably are still making tons of money, but it doesn't matter. They lost credibility and they lost relevance. And in today's social climate, those two things are incredibly valuable. You want another great example? Bud Light. It was fun for us watching the train crash, but it wasn't fun for Anheuser-Busch. They significantly really fucked themselves up in terms of credibility, not to mention sales, not to mention everything, because of one bad decision. Deciding that they wanted to basically make a social commentary as opposed to doing what they should do, which is sell people beer to get drunk. Now, I know I sound like a jerk, but hear me out. If you want to have your cause, if you want to do things privately, fine, do it. Go out to all the rallies, donate all the money, talk about it with all your friends, that's fine. You're gonna wear the t-shirt, wave the flag, put bumper stickers on your car, do it. Like, do it, do it, do it. I encourage you to do it, right? Because it's great. It's awesome that you feel that way, but you feel that way. Your customers, however, may not. 50% of them, like I said, are gonna be alienated if you choose to take a stand. Can you afford it? I don't know, maybe, maybe not. You gotta think about it, gentlemen, but in my opinion, you should do what my grandfather said. Shut the fuck up and sell shit.